We're going to get into our shop update for the end of November, 1st of December, and kind of just highlight on a few of the projects and where we're at currently in the shop. One of the cars that we did a complete frame-off restoration on Jay's 79 Trans Am last year, and it went into hold, I think, about this time last year because we were waiting on the all Pontiac aluminum block from Butler Performance to come in and get built by Butler. So we just got done doing a satin clear over the entire motor, all the aluminum components, so that way they keep sealed up as we move forward with getting it in the car. It's going to get a full hydraulic clutch assembly in it, performance starter, all the stuff that's already been broke in on a stand and ran, and we're hopefully going to have it in the car here within the next week or so. Hopefully get this car running. So this was Jay's high school car. It had original paint on it when it came in, and it was really nice, but not up to his standard. So we stripped it all down and completely redid all the body, the paint. It was a rust-free, super solid car. Original W72 400 4-speed WS6 car. We refinished his original 15 by 8 snowflake wheels, and they're going back on the car now, and put some new tires on it. We had the subframe pulled, powder coated, all that done. Dylan will show a bunch of good photos and stuff of this car coming apart, going together, and then definitely we'll show some final video footage and stuff of this car as we get it done for everybody to see. But it's really nice. It still has original interior with, I think, a new headliner and a couple simple things on the interior. But Jay wanted to keep as much of the interior in an original, unmolested condition as possible. As we move forward, we got 2 builds going on here right now. This is a customer's car, Seth out of Texas, for his family. This is a 77 special edition Trans Am that we have now converted it to a brand new GM 525 cubic inch motor. It's a 525 horsepower motor. It's an LS3 that we put the custom Holley intake throttle body setup on it so we can put the shaker on it. Tyler and Jason and the guys have been getting everything kind of dialed in. Painted the undercarriage, painted the firewall. We're doing some mild interior updates. For the most part, this was a really nice original low mileage car. The owner wanted to upgrade it to a more modern drivetrain, so we did put in an overdrive transmission. It's got all new aluminum radiator components. Playing with some of the new year one 19-inch one-piece cast wheels on this car. So we're going to see how those work and fit, and they've been a good seller for us this year, hopefully going into this next year that other people can get them to enjoy as well. So moving on to this car, this is one of our in-house Pro Touring build cars. This is a 73 Trans Am that we put 72 grills in it. It's got all honeycomb accents on it. The car is Detroit Speed rear 4-link in it with the Detroit Speed upper and lower control arms and front end components on it. This has got a Blueprint engine. It's their 6.25 horse LS3 motor. That's a 7-liter. So it's a stroked LS3. We've used quite a few of these motors in our Pro Touring builds. This is a mini tubbed car. It's got our custom 2-piece billet rally wheels on it. 6-speed manual transmission. It'll have full custom interior. We're going to be really close to having this car done, and it will be available for sale here as soon as we get it finished up. So you make sure that you reach out to us if this is something you're interested in seeing. And we're going to try and actually get it out to Barrett-Jackson in January and have it on display as well. This is a gold Y88 78 Trans Am, 1-year only car. It was a mid-year car to come out with the Fisher T-tops. It is a factory 4-speed car, numbers match. This car was a friend of mine's car years and years ago. Came through the shop, went to another customer of ours down south, and then ended up ultimately with a customer of ours up in North Dakota. He brought this car and his black 78 in for us to get a few things dialed in. We had to fix some issues with the hood, so Ryan's redoing the striping on the hood, decals. We rewired the car, redid the sound system, and just getting it all cleaned up and dialed in. Very nice gold Y88 78 Trans Am. This 73 Trans Am here, it's Patrick's 73 455 4-speed, deluxe interior, air conditioning, very rare, nut and bolt frame off car. It's got a couple things in limbo and stuff on it right now. We're just been touching up a few panels. Basically, it's going to be going back together here and super close to going down for exhaust, align, tune, and then ready for decals and getting some driving done on it. It's one of the last cars that we have of Patrick's. He's a good client of ours out of California. We've done, I don't know, half a dozen cars or better for Patrick. This will be a great piece that used to be one of mine in my personal collection that he somehow convinced me to sell it to him. Very rare combo for the Brewster Green car. So Matt's 79 Nocturne Blue with the powder blue deluxe interior, Fisher T-top automatic car. We did a nut and bolt frame off restoration on this car. Matt's from New York. This is a car just like what he had in high school that we've now done a complete frame off restoration. Ryan just finished up all the striping and stuff on it here this morning. He did a full wet sand, polish, detail. Keenan and Jason have been getting the interior and stuff in it. Derek's been getting the drivetrain all dialed in. The car's super close to basically being going down for exhaust, align, tune, and some drivability testing as well. This is a really, really pretty color combo car. When it came in, it had the stripes on the car, and we're actually putting them back on the car just like how he wanted it. And it's coming out really good. This is Chris's car from Maryland. This is an original 73 Brewster Green Trans Am. It was a manual car. It's got a Butler built motor in it now. It does have a 6-speed manual transmission. We redid all the body and paint on this car. It's completely redone underneath. Everything's been done. It's a little dusty and stuff right now, but we'll be doing some heavy detailing here in the weeks to come. We are putting a formula hood on it. We're doing a lot of custom accents with everything from the interior to custom wheels going on it. So all that stuff, you're going to see this car come together here over the next several weeks, and it's going to be a really, really neat car. We did a blue 78 formula for Chris a couple years ago, and he is still enjoying it to this day and wanted another one, and this was basically what was on his bucket list to get from us. So we're finishing this one up soon. All right, let's go on to the body shop. So I'm just going to touch on John's 71 Firebird here really quick. We completely stripped this car down. We're doing a nut and bolt frame off restoration. When the car came in, actually looked very presentable. He had the underside all cleaned up. Anyway, the more we dug into the car, the more rust we found. So Jake has basically been doing the rear quarters, floor pan work, getting whatever patches done on it. So we'll touch on this car a little bit more as we move along, but we're going to be doing a fun pro touring build for our client on this car. He wants it to be very similar to one of our black 73s that we've done in the past. This is a 77 Special Edition Trans Am. It did not have the numbers matching motor and stuff in it. We decided to make this into a pro touring build. It will be available for sale. It's getting a 525 horsepower LS3 motor put in it with overdrive manual transmission, mini tub, 4-link. It'll look like a stock car with some modern updates and probably a set of our billet 18-inch wheels. But Jason's working on smoothing out the firewall, vintage air, mini tub. We've already done the body work and the initial paint, but it's actually been wet sanded and it's ready for its second round of clear coat before we do a final clear coat to make it super smooth, flat, and straight. Anyway, this car will be available on our website soon. Here's the 67 Impala that Justin's doing the final blocking and sanding and stuff on this Impala right now. This is a customer's Impala out of Denver, Colorado. It's got a full roadster shop chassis underneath it, a built 416 LS3 motor to put in it here, about little over 600 horsepower, overdrive transmission. It's going to be done in black on black. Justin's getting it all blocked out now, and it should be going into paint here within the next few weeks pretty easily. Just getting everything kind of dialed in. We did all the metal work and stuff on it, all the custom fitting on the floors Jake did to get it all to fit around the custom subframe from the roadster shop. But keep an eye on that on the website, just getting super close to going into paint. This 10th anniversary 79 400 4-speed car, I want to say it's only like 20-some thousand original mile car. We just got done doing all the paint. We're doing a detail on the engine compartment. painting what we can in the engine compartment to make it look nice, doing kind of the final assembly on the body. It'll go over to the assembly side where it'll get wet sanded, polished. All the other parts and stuff are done, wet sanded and polished on the stands, and they're basically ready to go on the car as soon as we can get back on getting it ready. This is a customer's 74 Cutlass Supreme that he got in. It's a Hearst edition. It's actually a pretty rare car. It's got the swivel bucket seats and stuff in it. It was sitting out in Las Vegas, and we just shipped it back in here because he just retired and moved back into, I think, Sioux City, just north of us, and wanted us to work on getting the car running and driving and just kind of cleaned up, and eventually he'll have it restored. But right now we're just trying to get it mobile for him and kind of decide what our next game plan is, if we're going to rebuild the motor and the tranny or what we have to do to it. There's a retractable top Ford Fairlane that we got in. It's a local customer's car, had been sitting in storage for years. They were having trouble with some of the mechanicals and stuff on it, getting it running and driving, some of the braking and you name it. So we actually rebuilt the generator on it, redid the brakes. Scott did all the mechanical stuff on it. Caleb basically went through and just scrubbed out the interior, power washed it inside and out, and tried to bring the paint back to a nice, presentable condition. Just got it cleaned up and running and driving again good, and it's actually all done and ready to deliver here this next week for them. So just kind of a neat car, but it's a local thing that a lot of guys want to just drop stuff off. Hasn't been running for years. They want us to get it tuned up, change fluids, check everything over, kind of fix the things that need to be fixed, so that way when they do go to get in it and use it, that it's ready to go. As we're getting into December, it's a very hit and miss month with people, techs taking vacation, holiday time off, things of that nature. We are getting ready for Barrett-Jackson in January, so we have right now I think about a dozen cars going down there, a few of our customers' cars that are on consignment, and then some of our cars from our collection. But anyway, a few of these cars that are in here, there's a few customers' pieces, and there's also some Barrett cars that we're getting ready. Keep up on the website for any of the vehicles that we currently have available, any questions you have on anything we got going on. And if there is something coming up for the Barrett auction that you want to know more about, don't hesitate to give us a shout, and we'd be glad to go over the details with you. Otherwise, like, share, tag online, YouTube, Facebook, Instagram, restoremusclecar.com. Thanks, guys.